Hello guys! Today I would like to review the Tracker Low from Vivobarefoot, and this is in particular the textile version. So it's kind of the small brother of the Tracker Textile. I got the shoes in Revivo. Revivo is a website where you can get refurbished shoes from Vivobarefoot, and usually they have a small discount. I also like the website because you can get models that are not available anymore in the main Vivo website. And that's the case with this one, so you can only get it in Revivo, at least the textile version. In the main Vivo website, you can buy the leather version of these shoes. The sole of the shoe is the FG2 sole, so stands for thin ground. And you can see that the lugs are not so separated between each other. As I understand, this sole is kind of the precursor of the 80 sole, which is all-terrain sole that the newer models have. I've been jogging with these shoes on snow, on leaves, on mud, on normal forest ground, and also on hard ground like in pavement. In all of these terrains, I'm pretty happy with them. I have been on slopes on the ground up to 25 to 30% steepness, and I didn't have any issues. I was jogging up and down with them. I was quite happy, except when there's ice. When there's ice and I'm in a slope, I definitely need to stop and walk down and be very careful. And when it has been when the ice was melting, so it was super smooth, and then it had a layer of water on top. That was the water that was melting, and that definitely was it was terrible. I had to stop, I had to walk, and I had to be super careful. I slept a few times and I fell down once. So it's not an ice shoe. If it's like completely smooth ice with water, then be very careful. For any other kind of terrain, as even if there's a bit of ice and it has a bit of snow, so the logs can actually get in the snow, then it's fine. You can go jogging with it. Say that it's not the most flexible sole, so you can see I really struggled to bend it. This direction, there's no way. This direction, yeah, it bends a little bit, but it does offer some resistance. And so compared to I also have the Hydra ESC from Vivobarefoot, and compared to that sole, I will say the Hydra is more flexible, even though the locks are about the same thickness and the same size, I think. So yeah, I don't know. This is a relatively old sole. I don't know about the newer, the 80 version of the leather shoes that is right now in the Vivo website. Maybe they fixed the problem. But yeah, at least for this model, the sole is not super flexible. Said that when you're jogging, I don't make a super complex movement. Like you're just going like your foot is just doing like this. So it's not, it doesn't really bother me. But if you want the ultimate ground feel, then this might not be the sole for you. If you just want a sole that has more flexibility than any normal shoe, then I think it's pretty fine. Let's go with the upper. So as I say, it's a textile version, so you can see this is fabric. It says here they are waterproof. Sorry, not there. Here, they are waterproof. And the upper is quite thick for a fabric shoe, so for a textile shoe. So it is warm. I wear them. I got them for jogging in winter. I have been up to -6 degrees outside with them, in the snow, under the rain, and I have never felt cold. Even when I start jogging, that you haven't warmed up, my feet are feeling warm. I don't know yet how they will behave in summer. I probably wouldn't wear them above 30 degrees, just because they behave so well in winter. So I will see in summer how it goes. But right now it's end of March and I'm still really happy with these shoes. So I think at least for 3 seasons, winter, spring, autumn, they should be good. And now that it's not so cold anymore, I'm not only wearing them for jogging, I also wear them to walk around the city. There are lows, they have a low cut, so they don't protect the ankle. So when it was below 0 or below 5, really cold, I was wearing my hiking boots, my Tracker Forest. But now that it's nicer, then these shoes are just perfect for the weather. Actually, I got these shoes thinking of my old Quechua shoes. So I used to wear these shoes when it was raining. So I got them for wet environments. I also wore them on a boat where I knew that I was going to get wet because of the wave, or also because of the mist. So and the fog. So I really like these shoes, and they are also waterproof. So when I was searching for an alternative that is barefoot, because I transitioned into barefoot shoes a bit less than a year ago, then yeah, I wanted something that was going to be resistant against the elements, and they really excel in that. I have worn these shoes under the rain, and sometimes when I get home, I also rinse them so I can keep the upper clean. And I haven't got any problems of water going inside the shoe. When I'm jogging, of course, my feet sweat, so afterwards the shoe can be wet inside because of the sweat and outside because of the rain or the mud. However, the next day they are totally dry. So I'm surprised that a shoe of this thickness can actually dry so quickly. The insole is these thermal insoles. They have some, I guess it's aluminum, some shiny stuff inside. So they're also meant for providing extra insulation. I don't use them though. As with most other shoes, I wear my own insoles. Another feature that I really like of the shoes is the laces. So there's a tendency in Vivobarefoot that many of their models, they have a sock like upper, so it's really tied around your feet, and then the laces are like quick lacing system, which I don't think is I don't really like them. I prefer normal laces that you can actually make a knot with them, so just like this. Oh, I'm making it here down. Yeah, that you can make like a real knot. And then I feel the advantage of this is that you can like adjust as much as you want or as little as you want. And even so, if I'm going to do sprinting, then I make them really tight so I know the shoe is not going to move. And if I'm just like casually walking, then I can make them looser so my feet are more comfortable. So this is why I like this kind of laces, and that's why I look specifically for these shoes. And I got them for trail running. So I use them for many things. They are very versatile. So I use them in the city, use them for short hikes. Um, but the main purpose why I was planning to buy them was to go trail running, so to do jogging off road. And that's because they have such a good sole, and because they protect me against the elements. So the upper is like, it's not so thin as with other shoes. And because of the low cut, so you cannot really jog with a hiking boot, so you need more mobility. So I love this low cut. But I tried the Primos Trail from Vivo as well, and the cut was so low that I feel like I might just like they might not fit so snug in my feet, especially if I'm sprinting. And also you can get, more grass or roots or something like against your feet. So I like that the cut is not like super low, but it still gives you some mobility. And talking about the performance off-road, so if I get in the snow up to like here, then I do get snow inside, of course, like with any other shoe. But other than that, I am quite happy with them. I think they offer me a lot of protection, and they are comfortable for jogging. Now, things that I don't like about these shoes, because they are not perfect. The first one is that the upper, it's because it's so thick and you know it's not the most flexible material. So when it bends, it goes against my toes, like the upper part of my feet, and this part can hurt because it's so thick. It's not a big deal, and for jogging, it's not that you are doing very complex movements with your feet. So jogging is a very like simple movement. So I do feel it, and at the beginning it used to hurt after like the day after, especially like exactly this part. But they have loosened up a little bit with time, and I've been wearing them for less than 6 months. So I hope that they become more and more comfortable the older they get. But it's definitely something to consider, especially if you have very sensitive skin. And now, the most annoying part of these shoes. Women here, you can notice that right there, the sole is coming off. It's detaching from the upper, just right here. Okay, so the sole is not stitched to the shoe; it's just glued. Um, that's something particular of this textile low version. From what I have seen in the Vivobarefoot website, the tracker low, the leather version, does have stitching in the sole, so I will expect it to be more resistant and long-term durable. And this one, it's not a big hole, so it just started to detach a little bit. However, the shoe is not so old. I have them for maybe 3 months, more or less, definitely less than 6 months. And for a shoe of this price, like Vivobarefoot is a very expensive brand. I just expect the top quality, and I expect that at least they can put some stitches in there so that the sole is going to last a long time. So that was definitely disappointing. Not a deal breaker. I can just put some super glue if the hole grows bigger. But yeah, it's something that I think for a brand of this price then is not acceptable. So now final remarks why I actually got these shoes and not the leather version. It's basically because I wanted them for jogging, so I wanted something that I can use for doing off-road jogging, trail running, and also I get on boats now and then, so something that I knew was going to get wet, also with salty water. So I don't know if it's such a good idea to get leather wet that often and with salty water. And also I feel that I thought that maybe if I'm sweating too often because of the sports, then the leather will get smelly. So that's why I prefer the textile version. So it's a very versatile shoe. You can use it to walk around in the city. By the way, I love the color. So it's this light blue, and well, it has a bit of pink here also. So I love pink. But this blue color is very beautiful to me. And it's actually the same, more very similar to blue jeans color. So if you are wearing them with jeans, then it's basically a neutral color. You can wear them with anything on top, like to any other color, because it's just the color of your jeans. Um, so yeah, I use them for walking on the city, for hiking, trail running, like to getting them on a boat because it's the waterproof and the sole is pretty decent. Like it has a good grip. It's not amazing. It's not like wearing crampons, of course, but for a sole, it's really good for a barefoot sole. Yes, it's not the most flexible, but it's also not something that bothers me too much. So that's why I like this shoe. I hope you found the review useful. And if, yeah, let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. See you guys.